Okay, let's talk about ransomware a little bit. This is off ransomware 2.0 that came up, and I used to be able to fix these. They would show up on there, and it would lock their computer. No matter what they did, they'd boot up again, and this screen would come up all the time. You couldn't go anywhere. You couldn't control delete. You couldn't go into safe mode. So I would just clean the virus off, and they'd go on their way. The new ones, they've gotten more sophisticated. They lock your computer again. They change all your data. They take your data, so all your pictures, all your Excel and Word documents, all of your email, your QuickBooks files, all your different, it doesn't matter what it is, it's all your data. And they get on, and they take it, and they copy it to their server, and they encrypt it. And they give it back to you. So you see all your files, you see, my summer vacation picture 1, 2, 3, and all of your thousands of things are there, but when you open them, they basically don't work. They're all just encrypted data. It looks like a bunch of Greek. And they give you a message like this that says, you want your stuff back? Give me $500. You got so many days to do it. And here's the kicker with this particular virus. There is no way to get your files back. I can clean the virus off your computer, but I can't get your data back. Your data has been encrypted. Then they delete it, and then when I try to undelete it, all that does is bring back the encrypted version again. And there's all kinds of other things I won't bore you with. That there's ways to try to, other doors I try to go through, but they've covered them all now. They've figured out ways to. So there's just no cure for this virus. Ransomware, at that point, like the one gentleman who was sitting here in the front row a couple of months ago, he got hit. And either you pay it, you get your data back, or you don't, but you don't get your data back. And surprisingly enough, most of the time the hackers will give you your data back because they want to be known as guys that are keeping their word, because they want all your friends to do it too. They want the money. If I would pay the $500 and they would just say, forget it, I'm not going to send you the key, then get the encryption key to undo your data. Well, then it would kind of die right there, and no one else would pay for it. So they're kind of like integrous hackers.
Routine backup for the Malware?
Yeah, great, and we're going to cover that. Yeah, that's kind of my point here. Is I'm not trying to say, well, great, here's a virus they finally invented that I can't get rid of. Well, I can clean the virus up, but I can't get your data back. So the simple solution is for that gentleman is to do an data backup. Something backed up his data, could have cleaned his computer, or bought a new computer if he didn't want to clean it, and then restore his data, and he was back in business. But without a backup, he had nothing. He still got nothing. Go ahead. They hit them. This was about 2 weeks ago. The Maine, the state of Maine, police central server. 4 police departments in Maine have paid $300 to cyber criminals after being hit by ransomware. Officials say they weighed the response and decided they had no real choice but to pay up. They hit a bunch of court cases and stuff, and they just didn't have any good backups, and so they paid it. They paid, I guess, $300 each. So, and they tell you not to pay it, but obviously, if you have data and you need it, you have no choices other than to. 10 minutes, thanks. Ransomware is a form of malicious software which restricts access to certain parts of a computer it affects. Victims then see an on-screen message stating that a ransom must be paid to regain access. Okay, go ahead. Malwarebytes research team has determined that CryptoWall is ransomware. That's the name that they give it, CryptoWall. I guess I'm saying that they encrypt your data and there's a wall you just can't get around. They deny you access to your own files or computer unless you pay the ransom. This particular virus encrypts your documents and offers to decrypt them for a price. They make you use Bitcoins. So Bitcoins is a digital form where you actually go to a cafe and put in your $300 and you get digital Bitcoins and you send it off to them. It's through a network, a Tor network that can't be traced. And even if it was, it wouldn't matter because it's over in Russia or somewhere. So you're not going to get any cooperation from the authorities. So if you don't want your data, don't pay it. But if you do, I first ran into this. I had somebody called me and said, I found you on the website. I got a virus. I said, sure, bring it over. I'll fix your laptop. And that's when I first encountered it and realized okay, I cleaned your virus up, but your data's all encrypted. He goes, well, unencrypt it. Well, I can't. If I could do that, I'd be working for the CIA. And by the way, they can't either. It takes a month to even, crack. I mean, it's just a full-fledged, same encryption that they use in the government for all their protection. So they figured out a way to encrypt it, and at that point, that's when I started doing research and realized that this kind of stuff. So I cleaned his computer up and said, your computer's clean again, but your data's toast. So obviously, the moral to the story is do backups. We'll talk about that in a couple screens. Go back. Up arrow. We hope our application has helped you eradicate this malicious software. This is Malwarebytes talking. If your current security solutions let this infection through, you might please consider purchasing the full version of Malwarebytes and anti-malware. As you can see below, the full version of this program would have protected you against the crypto wall rogue. It would have warned you before the rogue could install itself, giving you a chance to stop before it became too late, and warned you about ongoing connections. So it would have came up with this. How many people use Malwarebytes in here?
Is that good enough? No.
Great question. Somehow there's more, isn't there? Yeah. Okay, remember I told you the very first questions of what about these drive-by? They're called drive-by viruses. You just go to a website and you get infected. And you're like, all I did was go to this website. Well, you clicked on a link somehow, you found it somewhere, and you just either through an email or you were reading something and you click on this link and this site is infected. Well, the free version won't protect you from that, but the paid version will. The paid version does an active scan as you're using your web browser. It's like $25 for like 3 computers for a year. So I don't work for a Malwarebytes company, but they ought to start paying me some kickbacks for all the stuff I tell people. But there is a free place you can go to get some software that'll scan, do the online scanning for you. It's not. I mean scanning. I don't mean it goes through and looks at all your files. I mean it scans the website that you're currently on and says, "No, I'm not going to let you on there. Here's a warning. Don't go there. You can go there if you want, but you're going to get infected." So they know ahead of time, and they can look, and they look for signatures and they look for different things, and they see that that website is not a good website to go onto. So I'll go ahead to the next slide. Here's just a bigger picture of the thing you get. Go ahead next. Okay, protection from crypto wall. So Malwarebytes is a great program. It's been out for quite a while. I was using the free one also. The free one basically sits on your computer, doesn't do anything until you update it and run it yourself, and it gets rid of a lot of bad things on your computer, but it doesn't protect you from getting them. Okay, that's a big difference. So basically, it doesn't keep people from coming in the door, but once they're in, it helps get them out. So, but you're better off just keep them from ever getting in the door. Okay, the free version won't detect viruses since it isn't active all the time. But this program here, Hitman Pro, it's out of a company in Europe. They have an active browser protection and it's free. So you can use it. I have lots and lots of clients, so I turned around and took this, put it on all their computers, and so it didn't cost them anything other than my time, and I put it on all their computers. I already had Malwarebytes free, but again, it wasn't protecting against those browser attacks that if they would go anywhere. So what happened is if I was one computer in the company, they're playing on their computer and looking for stuff on their lunch hour, and they infect their computer, and it gets on the server and it encrypts everything. So I couldn't have that. So I started using Hitman Pro. So if you just put that in, it comes up to their actual site, but that's actually the name of their product, Hitman Pro, and they have a free product that'll let you load, and after 30 days it won't do any online, it won't do any scanning of your computer, but it will check the browser stuff. So the easiest thing to do is buy Malwarebytes, the active version. Just pay the $25, put it on 3 computers, and be protected. It protects you actively and passively. Or if you don't want to pay any money, just keep the free version. But I definitely would recommend having the free version and that at least. because then you're protected from the active browser. In other words, drive-by browser attacks. So if you just go